All right, so good evening, everybody. We are Living Well Now, and we are going to teach a little bit of an introduction to how to even get this Young Living business off the ground. Many of you have found yourselves to fall in love with these products. You found them to do remarkable things for yourself and for your family. And now you maybe find yourself like sometimes drooling or vomiting all over somebody with words about how amazing these products are, and you just have to get started yourself, and you'll understand what I mean when you see it for yourself in action. That's how we began, and then we got a little bit smarter and we started training ourselves in some basic techniques that were necessary to duplicate our business success. It came down to a system through duplication, a system of duplication through education. And I'm super grateful that I have two leaders here tonight. Cassie Jennings is going to team up next to me on teaching this content tonight. And Carly's going to share her story in a little bit about how and why this business has become so valuable to her. But as we begin, I'd like to just introduce myself. I'm Angela Lahman, because I totally left that off of this part. I am a platinum leader with Young Living, which means I have the opportunity to work from home in part-time hours, which a lot of people have found themselves, I think in 2020, wishing they had a little bit more in their side hustle. Because for whatever reason, job security has been difficult. Maybe it's been tough because of COVID. Maybe it's been tough because of other circumstances. But hopefully everyone is kind of taking a look at their financial health and realizing that there are certain things that we can start doing even today to positively impact our financial future. So as we begin, I'm going to show you that when I first started in school, I was presented with this kind of lifestyle. For example, I remember my senior year econ teacher, my economics teacher said, well, by the time you get to 65 and you can retire, we probably, her generation, will have probably used up all of the Social Security savings till then. And so I don't know what you're going to do for retirement, is basically how it was presented to me. But I still followed the expectation of this lifestyle to go to college, get a degree, find a job, work really hard. But in the middle of that, I became a mom. And that became a really, really important job to me beyond my teaching job. And I was a stay-at-home mom for about 7 years before I went back to the classroom. And we're taught, work hard, get paid. And when I went back to the classroom after my divorce, I found that my job was actually in jeopardy every single year. I wasn't getting a lot of raises that felt really good. It was hard to support my family on a single mom teaching income. And so all of a sudden I realized that I was going to need to change something, because I wasn't going to be able to work hard enough to be the kind of mom that I wanted to be, provide the opportunities I wanted to provide for my kids, as well as save anything for retirement. Because in this first lifestyle picture, that's when we are to enjoy life after the age of 65. But most people, unfortunately, find themselves with a fixed income or failing health. And so I was kind of on that track until I realized if I worked just a little bit smarter with my Young Living business, and I started doing that in 2012 to 2015, working smarter in part-time hours around my teaching job, I was able to start earning twice as much in part-time hours with my Young Living business than I had been making in the classroom as a teacher. And so now, since 2015, so I'm coming up on 6 years, I've been retired from the school district and have been able to be a mom at home who works on her business around prioritizing parenting her kids and taking them on adventures. And I even made enough time in my life after those moments in 2016 to find and meet the man of my dreams, Jerry Stuckert. We got married last October. And now I'm just beginning this idea of enjoying life on my own terms as my business continues to grow and expand. And a story like that is something that I think feels untouchable to some people. But let me show you how to break it down into something really simple. We actually do this by working with trends. We know that the wellness and beauty industry is slated to be over $1 trillion in just a few years. And our company actually offers solutions for those people in that industry natural wellness with essential oils, oil-infused supplements and nutrition, our natural household cleaning products, as well as a makeup line, CBD, and products that are specially formulated for kids, babies, and animals. We feel super, super grateful that Young Living has a commitment to quality. They call it the Seed to Seal Promise. And they are family owned and operated. Gary and Mary founded the company in 1994, and they've had over 25 years of growth. There's no end in sight because we won't stop until every home has Young Living in it. In fact, I feel super great that Young Living has adopted a manifesto that includes a healthy home for each of us, a healthy world for all of us. We currently are in 25 countries and growing. We've committed to opening new markets and really being committed to that growth vision, becoming more and more of a global company, and really working in our international markets as well to expand Young Living to every home in the world. Currently, we have over 2 million customers and growing. Keep in mind that the world's population is 7.8 billion people. So we know there's a lot more people that we can reach with our message of health and wellness, purpose, and abundance. Young Living typically tops $2 billion a year in sales, and we increase every single year. We have increased every single year. You can see that on the previous slide, in our product distribution as well as our income. Business is booming, and in our 2020 manifesto, we continue to show up with the mission to enhance and empower lives all around the world by sharing the unique benefits of nature's living, energy, essential oils. Values that we maintain: to own it, to inspire, to level up, to empower, to respect, and to be good stewards of the earth and its people. I feel super grateful to be part of a company that has a declared manifesto such as this one, especially as we are all working to create a better environment for all of us to live. Recommending Young Living can be pretty simple. Just like we talked about at the beginning of this call tonight, we can simply love the products, have an incredible experience with them, and basically just share it with somebody else in the same way that you would share a movie, for example, some sort of movie title. I've been watching some Netflix lately, and I was just getting the rundown from a friend on other recommendations, and I watched a couple of the things that she recommended. It's no different than recommending a lotion that really works for you, or an oil that gives you a lot of joy or courage to go about your day. So when you go to recommend Young Living, I'll just give you 3 simple steps. You're simply going to tell your story about the product that you love or the business opportunity that you find so valuable. Invite others to just take a look at what you have to offer. The worst they can say is no, and we listen to and honor people right where they are. So if it's something that you really take seriously in telling your story, inviting people to take a look and listen to and honor people, those are the 3 simple steps to making your business grow. As you might know, as I shared in the beginning of my story today, as a divorced mom who was looking for something more, Young Living has fit that mold for me. And I think a lot of people this year in particular have been really searching for the right business to kind of put energy and attention toward to really impact the future of their lives. I'm blessed to introduce Cassie Jennings, who also has her own unique story about what drove her into this business, also a former teacher. But I really love the insights that she provides about why she's fallen in love with this business model and how you can duplicate some of her success as well. Cassie, you want to take it away from here? I think I got those numbers right.
Yeah, I think you did great. So my name's Cassie Jennings, and I was first introduced to Young Living when I became a stay-at-home mom after teaching for 8 years. So I was initially looking for some emotional support. I was not loving my position as a new stay-at-home mom with a newborn baby and a toddler. I found myself very stagnant. I'm kind of a go-getter. I love to keep busy. I love being on a schedule and planning events. And it turns out I really, really like being around people. And so when I became a stay-at-home mom with a newborn baby and a toddler, I really had no control of any of those things. At least that's how I felt. So I found myself very lost and confused and sad quite honestly. And so I was kind of confessing these feelings to my son's at the time preschool teacher, and she introduced me to an essential oil called Stress Away. So I immediately fell in love with the oil, right? The results, loved the product, had no idea what sort of opportunity was going to come just from loving one oil. I got started with my premium starter kit, which is how a lot of us got started, and just started sharing with people, try this oil for that, try this oil for that. And it just kind of spread. And I realized that I could actually use this knowledge and this time at home with my babies to be getting an income. And so at the time, I didn't, or when I first got my oils, I had no idea that I could become a team leader and, coaching calls and teaching people how to run a business, because I just thought of myself as a stay-at-home mom who was a teacher. And so, I love that this business gives so much opportunity to people, because here I am now, 6 years later. My kids are school age. And so while I could be one of the teachers on the virtual learning or in the classroom worried about, the situations of contact, I'm super thankful and blessed that I spent those 4.5, 5 years intentionally putting efforts into building a business, so that now I can be a mom to my kids who need my support at home and not have to worry about my teaching career. So super blessed by that, and just thankful that this type of business even gives people an opportunity like that. So when I first got started, I really had no idea what network marketing was. We've all heard the phrase, pyramid scheme, but I barely even understood what that meant. So when I got started and started realizing all of these incredible perks of network marketing, I started wondering why more people aren't doing it, right? Super start low up costs with Young Living. All you need to do is get the premium starter kit so you can be experiencing the oils and sharing it with others. Tons of tax benefits. You get to choose who you invite to work with you. Lots of traveling. I've gone on incredible trips to see the Young Living farms, different recognition trips, but then also the benefits of traveling and then being able to write off your traveling because of your business. We do not keep any inventory, which is incredible. We have the ability to leverage our time and work when we want, which, like I mentioned, is a huge perk right now, especially since I basically sit with my kids from like 8 to 12 and help them with their schoolwork. That leaves time for me in the evenings, like now, to be conducting different Zooms and following up with people and connecting. There's tons of personal growth. People who knew me 6 years ago almost wouldn't recognize the confidence that has come from pouring into different events and trainings and readings and podcasts. I'm a huge advocate of being in charge of your own personal growth, and there is nothing more rewarding. There's the professional growth. Like I said, I never would have imagined being a business owner and telling other people how this is possible. The people you get to meet, the people you get to help, and the experiences you gain are all super fulfilling and possible because of this unique form of business model. And we like to tell you what our favorite things are about network marketing, but for more information, you definitely want to check out Richard Bliss Brooks' book called 4-Year Career, or his wife wrote a book called 4-Year Career for Women. So check that out for more information about the business model and why network marketing might be a great place for you. So you might be saying, yeah, cool story, Cassie and Ange. It really worked for you, but you might still have some questions. And these are some common questions that we get. You might be wondering, how does this business work? How do you get paid? How much money can you make? How can you get paid? And then how do you even start? So we're going to go over some of this. And then, like I mentioned, our team has tons of incredible trainings and books. The Richard Bliss Brooks book is an incredible one to help you with that as well. So we'll go through some of these basics here. It's as easy as starting with just a few customers. So you're that cute lady at the top, or man, if you're a man at the top, and you are just kind of sharing. You're gathering with some people virtually or connecting on social media, and you are just talking to a couple people. And by sharing with those few people, you're really just working to get your products for free. That's just the first gathering there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to inspire those 4 people who then see that it's a super duplicable system. And so they'll go out and they'll talk to some more people, inspiring more people to gather and customers. And now you have built a sales team. And then it inspires even more people to join you. And especially being part of such an incredible company that is available in 25 countries, you're able to spread really as far as you possibly can. Now, this system is really great in the sense that anyone, as soon as they get started on the as a member, they are able to build a team. You can build a sales team from day one. So you could join this company, Young Living, as a product user, somebody who loves the products like I did, or some people choose to just hop on because they can see that the true product is this business opportunity. So here's an example again of kind of how that can work. And again, this is just an example. So it starts with you share with 4 people, those 4 people share with 4 people, which is 16. Those 16 people share with 4 people, which is 64. And then you have a total of 84 repeat customers. And those 84 customers on average would probably spend about $100, $125 in their own products each month. Now, remember, this is just product they're using. It's nothing, no inventory. I promise none of these doors back here are full of products that I have to hoard in my house. So it's 100 products a month worth of things that they are buying for themselves and their families. And that's about $10,500 a month in sales. Now you earn about 7% on those sales, which is roughly about $700 a month. Can you imagine what $700 a month could do for you? Ange actually posted a stat that was really mind expanding, that there's about 40% of people in the world, I believe, right, Ange, that don't even have an extra $400.
Just in the world, just in the US.
Just in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 40% of American citizens don't have an extra $400 a month. So imagine, especially in these times of crisis, how so many people, or maybe you are even feeling, and how that small $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 a month could really make a difference in your life. So the next slide that Ange is going to put up here is our income disclosure statement. And this shows you the annual income possible depending on the different ranks. So take a look at that highest, lowest, and then there's also the average. So take a look at that average annual income and think about dividing that into 12 and how that could help your family each month. So for example, the silvers are making about $15,000 annually on average, right? Give or take, high or low. Now that could be an extra $1,000 a month. Maybe even that executive senior star level could help you each month. Just pay that car payment. Just put the kids in the sports. Have the money for your savings, for your retirement. So Carly is actually a perfect example of some of the scenarios that I kind of went over tonight. Carly is my cousin. She moved here, and I'm just going to give a little background, and then she's going to tell you more of her story. She moved here in a time right before COVID hit. She was in hospitality, and she has had job after job trying to make her just the basic rent and all of those things. And so she's going to share with you how this business really has helped her during these crazy times.
Thank you. Thank you, Cassie. I'm Carly. I moved here a little bit over a year ago, and I've always been in event planning. I've always thought my future was, I had a dream of owning a restaurant one day, and then all kind of got flipped upside down. So to back up a little bit, my New Year's resolution in 2020 was to get rid of as many chemicals in my everyday life as I could. And I remember Cassie sharing about Young Living and seeing the products on her Facebook. And so when I moved here and I was closer to her, I decided to take the leap and get my starter kit. And within months, I was pretty much chemical free because of Essential Rewards. So I was able to do that on a budget. And then I got laid off. and then I got laid off again, and then I got laid off again. I think I've been laid off like 5 times in the past year, and I'm smiling now, but just know that I have sat in my closet and cried my eyes out because it's terrifying. I've never been in the position where I don't know if I can pay my rent. I don't know if I can get groceries. Until I realized and believed in myself and saw the potential of this business. And so this just goes to say that with a little bit of hard work and belief in yourself and just sharing what you love and what you know, and when you're really passionate about a product, you can make money and you can make it work. So without Young Living, I mean, I probably would have had to move home with my parents again at 25, and that's something I didn't want to do. And my favorite part about this is now I have the tools and the knowledge to share it with my friends who are looking to, we call it we ditch the chemicals and we ditch the 9 to 5. So whether you're looking to ditch the 9 to 5 or just looking for rent or groceries, like I was in the beginning, it's been a lifesaver for me. And it's just, there's so much potential for everybody, and just know that it's possible, and I did it. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. I've done it completely online. So I haven't had any enrollments in person. Besides my mom, 98% of my enrollments have been from Instagram DMs. So the connections that I've been able to make via my cell phone on the go or wherever I am has been incredible. And that's how I built my business. And that's how I hit executive in 10 months, which is really exciting.
So exciting. So proud of Carly. And it just shows there's multiple ways to build this business. Right now, it's not always easy to gather in person or to meet people at the grocery store or things like that. But if you think about the immediate people you know, and then also just your outreach on social media, if that's a platform you're comfortable with, then that works too. So this business truly can work for anybody who's willing to make it work. So this is a lot of information, and we definitely get that. And so here's some questions for you to just help decide if maybe this is for you. What if you tried the products, and what if you found them to be as extraordinary as all of us did? Would you ever recommend them? What if others fell in love with them? What if Young Living sent you a referral income every month? What if it kept growing? And what if you were part of a team with a proven track record? These are just scenarios to put yourself in. Who are you not sharing with that could possibly benefit from this as well? And so we are part of an incredible team called the Living Well Now team, LWN for short, and we are part of team of health and business coaches. And so we truly, like Ange mentioned before, love our system of duplication through education. And as mentioned before, we talk about the 1,000 errors and how this really can be an opportunity for you to make $1,000 a month, or hundreds of dollars a month, or even tens of thousands of dollars a month. It's totally up to you. We know people at every level, and we have a goal in our team, our Living Well Now team, to help 1,000 people become thousandaires. And we are, I believe, close to 10% to our goal, if I've been keeping track correctly. And I'm just so thankful to be part of such an incredible team. This is the Lahman Plus family there in the top left corner. And they're just an incredible family that started with the passion of natural products and saw a bigger vision of helping so many families get the natural products, but then also the business opportunities. We really work on preparing and inviting people, presenting the information, following up with people, and then introducing the business as an option, and then following through with leading your team to the success that's possible. And so Angela's going to talk about the first steps that you can possibly get started with. Shall you choose that this is something really for you?
Oh my gosh, Cassie, thank you so much. And Carly, I love how you said that if anyone can do it, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I think we all feel an element of that as well. It's very humbling to be in this business and know that we didn't start out this way. We all started out with, scared, afraid, nervous, not sure. We had a lot of doubt. We had a lot of of uncertainty, and yet we chose this business as a place to put time and energy because we knew the type of people that we could become. And so that's where, from this place, we can talk about, like, what is a power start? What does it mean to be a power start, and how do you get started, and what do you need to do first? I also really appreciate the fact that you can do this business wherever you are, like from your cell phone. And you can also choose to do it the old school way as well, and do more in person, and more connections. I think everyone is learning their own vibe this year, in terms of how we connect with one another socially, and physically. And so getting all the tools at your fingertips is a really important thing. So first of all, we are honoring always of the person who invited you to the call tonight. So please make sure you go back to them and set up your monthly order, as well as get started if you haven't created your account yet. That person can guide you through the steps that are necessary. Our trainings are open beyond our Living Well Now walls, but we do suggest that you contact the person who invited you, who enrolled you, so that they know that you're ready to make this next step. Also, it's really important to just let people know that you're starting a new business by asking them to just take a look. It doesn't have to be something fancy that you post on Facebook. A graphic isn't going to do it anymore. I think there was a time when we could just post up a photo of a premium starter kit, and now we know that people really want to hear about you and why you're choosing this, and what's made you decide that a Young Living business is a viable option for you. Also, you can go to livingwellnow.com/success and download our steps. There's a lot of them there. It's a 3-page document, but I think you'll get a lot of really great tips right from the beginning, that are going to help set you up for success based on our failures, to be really honest with you. For the first 5 years that we were members, we just kind of shared casually and didn't really know how to leverage the income opportunity the same way that we do now. And it started with telling people about the income opportunity. So thus these classes, thus these opportunities. You don't have to be the one in charge of it. You can invite them to join us next Thursday night. We do it every week at 6 o'clock. And you can invite them to this upcoming event, or next week at 5 o'clock. We're going to do a product education event. And I know your leaders have other events that they're offering as well. So do check the calendar. If you're in our Living Well Now team, you can find access to all of our upcoming classes in the file section of our exclusive product users group, LWN Lifestyle. So there's lots of different ways to get started in membership. You can begin with just a basic starter kit all the way up to a CBD kit. Not that these are in any order, it just depends on what your interest levels are, whether you're interested in the oils or kids specifically in oils, thieves, Ningxia, just the basics. There's something for everyone. So do find out which one you're most interested in and sign up with the person who invited you. Our vision is always to help others live their healthiest lives and build successful businesses. And we know that when we change our focus from making money to truly serving more people, that's when the money comes in. So thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Thanks for Carly sharing your authentic and real business story. The ups and downs of 2020 have affected all of us. So I'm really grateful to hear that. Cassie, thanks for lending your leadership to how this business has impacted you and the ways that you're instructing and teaching and coaching others to success the way you've experienced it. And as always, I'm grateful to those of you who've hung around for the content. And if you're catching this on replay, definitely reach out to one of us if you have more questions, or the person who enrolled you to Young Living. Thanks for being here tonight, everyone. I feel like saying